Metatron's Cube, Twin Flames, Transgender Discrimination, and Climate Change. What could they possibly have in common? Well, they represent questions submitted by people seeking enlightenment, just like you. So let's go to the number one source for answers, big and small, Metatron and the Akashic Records. Hi, I'm Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, channeling answers to your questions from Archangel Metatron. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to join the fun on my monthly live streams where you can ask questions of your Akashic angels. You'll find the link below. Climate change. Susan asks, what can Metatron tell us about the change in climate? We've had incessant rain since October, which is unusual. In this time of shifting reality, what you consider norms can and will change. Imagine Earth as a giant snow globe that's been picked up and aggressively shaken. It will take time for all the bits to settle into a new version of themselves. Until then, norms are in flux. Remember to stay in the flow. Do not stress yourself about the disruptions. Take them in stride, shifting as needs be. Meanwhile, keep your eye on the grand prize of Earthtopia as you continue moving forward, shaping your delicious new future. Transgender discrimination. Susan also asks, is there anything that Metatron can say about what is happening to trans people all over the United States? Why are they being so marginalized and abused? Why? Because they can be. Those in a position of power with their fragile egos need to victimize others to validate themselves. It has always been so. The weak victimized by the strong, thanks to dear old ego. This is why, as you enter a new enlightened age, it is wise to come to terms with ego. Form a partnership so that all three aspects of yourself, ego, higher self, and soul, are working together. This is the state of oneness you are moving towards through the ascension process. Why do they choose trans people to victimize? Because there are smaller numbers of them and because they're different. It's relatively simple to create whisper campaigns amongst the masses. Look at them. They're different from you. That means they're bad, undesirable, or any other pejorative they choose. It's a throwback to a primitive version of humanity to be suspicious of those who are different. With little effort, the powers that be can persuade the disempowered many that someone different threatens their well-being and lifestyle. The same is true for many marginalized groups, and even some that are not so disempowered. It really doesn't matter to the powers that be. As long as there's some other to scare you about, they will. Their greedy objective is more power and more wealth. Sadly, that is their perception of a successful life. They use the other as a boogeyman to distract you, the collective you, from your own soul journey. It's worked for them for millennia, and in their arrogance, they believe it will always be so. We say they're in for a rude awakening. One day in the not-so-distant future, the tables will be turned. The spiritually awakened will no longer be slaves to fear and worry. In their empowered state, they will see through old ruses, tricks, and manipulations, thus no longer being affected by them. With their power diminished, the powers that be will shrivel up and scurry away into the dark places that are a match for their dark souls. There they will stay as long as they choose to walk the dark path. It's totally in their control, just as it is yours to walk the light path. When they opt to make better choices, their lives will be transformed. Meanwhile, those on the light path will have accomplished a bloodless coup as they wisely use the power of love to transform the planet. In your new world, you will recognize the truth that each divine soul is perfect, regardless of whether they are different. That goes for the dark ones as well. They are still perfect souls, and one day will be more perfect. Until then, they are exercising their right to choose darkness. Remember, Send them love as you feel led, but refrain from engaging with them. It's a lonely path they've chosen, as is their right to do. Twin flame. Shirley asks, do twin flames exist, or are they a New Age interpretation of a soulmate? Twin souls are a fanciful construct, for how could one be a sovereign soul whilst split in two? That would mean separateness and lack of control over your entire beingness. This goes against your entire reason for being here in a body at this time. There are more than enough challenges already, without adding a high bar such as this. Also, consider how the construct functions as a severely limiting belief. If there were truly one soul you were destined to connect with, most people never would. Further, we offer for your consideration what it would mean if your soul were split in two. Why would Creator play such a cruel joke upon you? No, we say, you are perfect just as you are and getting more so every day. You are complete, perfect, and deeply loved. Metatron's Cube. Arlene asks, what is the purpose of Metatron's Cube? Meditation tool? Transport vehicle? What is the purpose of the cube? It is a powerful, multi-layered tool. Yes, it can facilitate meditation. That is a fine use of its properties. Be open to expansion in this regard, for as your frequency rises, the way you utilize the cube will change. Go with the flow. Let it open more doors of consciousness, doors to higher dimensions, doors to alternate realities. All this and more may unfold when you are ready. Arlene also wanted to know about transporting. Can the cube transport third-dimensional bodies? Yes, it is possible. However, it requires a shift in density that is not yet accessible from the third dimension. Once you've shifted into fourth-dimensional beingness, interdimensional travel may be facilitated through use of the cube. Meanwhile, continue your expansion journey, focusing upon the present, for it is from this state that greater acceleration derives. Curb your enthusiasm just a bit so that you do not trip over your excitement for tomorrow. Keep your eyes on the prize. Thank you for your questions, beloved children. We are gratified to witness your diligent efforts towards expansion and a deeper understanding of your world. Namaste. Well, now you've heard what Metatron has to say on these topics. Please share your comments below. And don't forget, if you want to join me live for channeled answers from your angels, use the link below to get your personal invitation and join in the fun. Thank you for watching. This is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. Until next time, bye.